Welcome back. It has been quite some time since I've been on here to do an update. My name is Paige, and I finally am trying to take out a few minutes to go through some of the things that I have worked on. I'm going to start off with my cross stitch because that's mainly what I do. I have done quite a bit of crocheting lately, and but I debated about doing a WIP parade of all the projects that I have. I have quite a few starts that I have that dates back, I don't know how far back, what my oldest WIP is, but I thought about doing a WIP parade, but I decided to just go ahead and show you what I have worked on since the last time I did a video, and then maybe possibly I can do another video in maybe within the next week of all of my current projects, all of my WIPs that I have going currently, which is quite a bit. So I have a pile. This is my pile of all of the things that I've worked on since my last video, and I'm gonna call this my first Flosstube of 2024 because I'm finally getting to a video. Sadly, I've been trying to do a video for probably about a good 3-4 months, and it's just been one thing after another. We've had a lot of sickness. Of course, I have I have a lot of autoimmune disease issues that I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, and then we had regular seasonal sickness on top of that, and then we lost one of our dear family pets that we had him since the day he was born. We were there when he was born, and my daughter adopted him as one of her own, and she had him his whole life, and she's actually been living with us, so we got to enjoy him in our household again in his final years, and we all miss him tremendously. Okay. So I should have known better not to even bring that up because I get teary-eyed every time I talk about them. I thought I would mention real quick, this is last year, my regular everyday planner. I used an A5, this is an A5 Erin Condren planner, and it's really super nice. I really like it a lot. It has the 6 rings to it, A5 size. My regular planner, I decided to go the next size larger this year, and I love this cover so much I didn't want to just not use it, so I decided to I ordered, I think it's a package of, let's see, 1 2 3 4, it's a package of 6 and of course I ordered the pink color tab dividers on Amazon. I ordered them in the color pink, and I ordered them, you can get them where they have the tabs on the top or on the side, or you can get a combo pack. And I just needed the ones for on the side for now. And what I'm doing is I'm using my label maker, like right here. Let me get closer to the camera. The first tab is cross stitch, and what I use this for, and then the next tab I have crochet. So what I use this for is basically kind of like an inventory record book of keeping track of what projects I have going currently, because as I said, I have quite a bit. And let's see. So for instance, in my crochet section, I am currently making it's called plush Snuggler Bunny. I got the pattern off of Etsy. So I wrote down the date that I purchased the pattern, and then I wrote down the title of the pattern, and I recorded what yarn I used, and I also recorded what crochet hook size that I used, and just different details about that pattern that I did, because then currently I started another one for my niece's baby that's due in May, and as soon as I got started on making it, I was like, oh, what size hook? I couldn't remember what size hook I used from the first one that I made for my cousin's baby. So it's nice to have those things written down, and that's what I'm using this for. I'm keeping a journal on specific things pertaining to patterns that I'm working on, and I'm doing that with my cross stitch as well. Fabric that I'm using, the flosses that I'm using, and it just keeps it so much more organized, and it's really working well for me, because like I said, I'm a multi-crafter, so I can divide it up. Instead of having just a cross-stitch journal, I can have cross-stitch, my crochet, diamond painting. Well, there's probably other things in there, but I do a lot of different crafts. So I'll get started. I think I'll show you the first thing that I have. I'm going to have to do a screenshot of this pattern and show you what the picture looks like, but I have it on Easy Grid fabric and the title of this pattern. So I started in the center of the pattern, and I'm gradually working up, and I'm moving straight up on this pattern. This has sunflowers and a house, and this one I'm mainly focusing on. I worked on this, I started on that during the fall time, and I have so many other things, spring and summer, that I need to work on, that I'm anticipating that I may not get to work on this again until the fall. That may be, I may keep that as a fall project. Take that off this scroll frame and put one of my larger projects on this, and just kind of rotate it. So my next one, this is one of the project bags that I made. And I like the vinyl front bags a lot myself. I know some people aren't too keen on the vinyl front, but I like it. So I started on Hive Rules by Primrose Cottage, and I started on the bonus project, which, is there another separate picture? Well, I guess there's not a separate picture that shows it. The picture that shows what I'm actually stitching on is the pattern. So I can't, I'm sorry. It's the bonus pattern in the Hive Rules, which many of you have already stitched this one up. And this is what I have stitched of the bonus pattern. I think I'm gonna be all hands. I'm not used to doing this already. It's been so long since I've done a video. I'm super out of practice. Let's see if I can get it close up. And what it says, I can tell you what it says. It says, for the bonus chart, it says, welcome to our hive. It's just what it says. Welcome to our hive. Sweet and simple. That's what I like. Welcome to our hive. And I was going to put that on, I have one of those mail sorter things by our front door. I was going to mount it on that. I have, ooh, I've got all kinds of good fun goodies in here. This is, oh yeah, that's from and my next WIP is a blue flower pattern. Sorry if I could speak. I have a very small start on that. The Moonlight Sampler. And this is, I love this pattern. It's a beautiful pattern. Sorry for the glare. And that's my small start on it. And I love this pattern, the gorgeous floss. This one, my fabric is Lightning by Fiber on a Whim. 36 count. But as I started to say, I love this one because the girl on the pattern has reddish toned hair, and it makes me think of my granddaughter Willow. She has red hair, beautiful red hair, and she has always has a gorgeous lush ponytail because it's so thick. So can't wait to get, I need to get working more on this one, but I think this is going to be more of a fall pattern as well. So if I get to do a WIP parade of all of my patterns that I have going currently, I can have them broke down into seasons on what I'm going to work on, because I do tend to be more of a seasonal stitcher, and this kind of gives me more of the fall vibe, the colors, but you never know. I could work on it because I do really love this pattern. I would like to get more of this done. So that is Moonlight Sampler by the Blue Flower. Okay, so my next WIP, which all of these WIPs are in no order. I'm just picking them off the stash and moving through them as they come. But another WIP that I've worked on since my last video is a Winnie the Pooh kit, and this is for my niece that is due to have my great niece in May. And so I started on it, the body of Winnie the Pooh. What I'm doing with this one is I stitched the outline of that lower segment of Winnie the Pooh's body, and then all I have to do is just fill it in. This pattern should be fairly quick to work up, but I don't want to get too comfortable with having plenty of time to work on it, because that gets you into trouble, I've learned. So look at the gorgeous colors though that they use in this kit. I kind of kept this one simple on how I am doing the flosses, just because it's not a very big kit. Otherwise, normally what I do is I go ahead and I use my hole puncher, and I punch a hole on the top of each color. And then as I pull a color, I'll add it in, I loop it through that loop instead of using one of these. But I don't like to deal with the super long floss. So usually, which on one of my other projects that I've started, I'll tell you about that later, how I deal with the floss on that. But I don't like to have a lot of strangling floss everywhere. So on one of my really big projects, I'm using floss away bags for that. And then I keep it on, I have them on a 3-inch ring that I just have the floss away bags labeled. I think it's 65 colors in that kit. So I just have my bags numbered 1 through 65 or 60. I can't remember 60 or 65 colors. And then I just keep that. I have a really strong clip, metal clip. It's meant for office work, but it's a really strong, heavy duty metal clip. And I have that clamped onto my rolling cart beside my stitching chair downstairs, and then I just hang that loop onto that, and I just grab that ring of colors very easily and work on my project. And that's kind of how I deal with that mess, because this here drives me nuts. So on to the next WIP. So I didn't mention on my Winnie the Pooh project, I do leave that one on the Q-snap because I do have to keep working on that one, so I can make sure I have that ready after the baby's born. Then I can finish it with the baby's name and birth date. I believe that's all I needed to share on that. Okay, so for my next WIP, I've been keeping it in this clipboard, which is really intended. I have sheets of paper in here of floss conversions for DMC to Gentle Arts, or Gentle Arts to DMC, vice versa. Different, I think there's inventory sheets and who knows what else. But somehow this has also been the home for this pattern. This one is called the Primitive Hair Cross Stitch Collector. It was a Nashville exclusive kit for 2022. So I definitely need to get this worked on. So I did work on this a little bit, and I converted a lot of the colors to color and cotton. This is the fabric that came with the kit, and I'm using color and cotton. The kit comes with a couple of buttons, and I think one button will go on her dress, I believe, and one goes in the center of an O. Well, if you look here, it should show in that picture. So as you can tell in the picture, I have changed the color scheme a little bit. I wanted the blue, this color I wanted to be a little bit brighter, and it's a lot of fun to work on. I'm really surprised I haven't finished this one because it's pretty simple to work on. And so I'll probably leave this one out so I can try to make some progress on it. But I even have my scratch sheet of the color changes that I wrote, and then my color and cotton flosses that I had just randomly picked out from my stash. And so I'll show you my next WIP. Okay, so my next WIP was one of my September starts, which also happens to be my birth month, which is Sapphire. I have kind of a small start on this, but I absolutely love this one. The colors in this is just so yummy. And let me see if I can get this a little closer. This is a Carol Manning pattern, September Sapphires. That's my small start. I started right in the middle, and I have quite a bit of work to do on it yet. But these colors are just gorgeous. I love this color palette that she chose. Beautiful, beautiful colorway. So that was my September start. One of them. I think I had more. The last pattern that I did, the Carol Manning, I failed to mention the fabric that I used for that was a piece of needle punch cloth that I bought on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I'm not really sure what the thread count is on that. It doesn't really say on the pattern. Sorry, I'm trying to get a hair. Hair is always a plague for me. It was a 20 by 24 inch piece of needle punch cloth, 100% cotton in white. And I've been trying to use up some of my stash, so I did calculate that that piece will fit on this piece of needle punch cloth. It's quite large, actually. It's quite large piece of fabric. So my next WIP that I'm working on, I absolutely love this. I ordered this on 1-2-3 Stitch because you know how you have a pattern that you wanted for a long time, and a portion of it, which is the center portion, was every time I wanted to get it, you could get the surrounding flowers that you can as an option to go around this center image. But this one was always sold out. Every time I looked at this pattern, it was always sold out. And when I saw that 1-2-3 Stitch had it back in stock, I had to buy it immediately because I have always loved this. I've always wanted to stitch this. It's so pretty to me. I just love it. It came with the buttons, and I am stitching it on, it is a Weeks Dye Works 32 count gunmetal linen fabric. And then I'm also stitching it on all of the called for flosses, which are just gorgeous. I can't wait to see this come together. I love the colors for this. And if you're intimidated, as I was, not sure if you would like to stitch on black, this gunmetal by Weeks Dye Works really is not difficult to stitch on at all. I'm very pleased to be able to try it out and see if there was a black that I would feel comfortable to stitch on. And this one's working very well for me. So that's kind of one of, I think I started this in January, I believe. This next start, I started it on a piece of 32 count vintage country mocha. And I don't think I have written down when I actually started this one. This one was a market release, I believe, from last year. Carriage House Samplings Wild Bird Seed Sack. She has a series of a bunch of different style of these sacks that are just so cute. I love them. This one spoke to me as well. I love birds. And it's stitched with the called for colors, which is all DMC. And I just put them on one of these floss cards I had in my ancient old stash. I think I may have exhausted all of the thread cards I've had like this. I don't know if I have any left now or not, but they're handy. They've served their purpose. I tend to like the individual floss drops better. They're just a little bit more neater and organized for me. But that's my small start right there. Am I showing all of it? Yeah. The L and the D and the bird and the seeds. What little bit is showing there. Really enjoying this pattern. I wanted to make a side note too. In my observation of these project bags that you can buy on Amazon, I have noticed a difference in quality of the bags. This is this bag here is the one. It's still good. The quality has been fine. It serves its purpose, but I've definitely seen a better quality with the ones that you can get on Amazon that's labeled the Mr. Penn brand, which I bought other products from this company, Mr. Penn, the Bible highlighters. and stuff like that. Very good products I've liked in the past. So that's why I wanted to try this brand. And I can definitely tell a better, the plastic's more sturdy, the vinyl, in comparison to this vinyl is thinner and a little bit more weaker. Like I can tell this bottom part is getting more compromised and stressed and worn compared to the projects that I have in the Mr. Pen bags. But like I said, I mean, the regular ones they're fine. It's just the Mr. Pen's a little bit better. I just thought I would throw that in there. But I think I have 4 left. My next WIP is stitched on 32 count smoky white Belfast linen. And I was gifted a pattern called an Emblem of Love. It's with my needle. And I absolutely love this pattern. I'm doing the one on the bottom. There's 2 options. You can do the one on the top, or you can do the one on the bottom, and that's the one that I chose in using the Brethren Blue, which in certain light it looks very green. Which I was kind of disappointed in. I'm hoping that when I hang it in my house, it'll have more, in the room that has so much blue in it, it'll pick up the blues more than the green. But this is a lot of fun to stitch on. I love the Quaker motifs. And that is the pattern there. I really wish I had bigger, a lot more to show on my starts, more progress. But I guess I should be happy with what I have. Shouldn't complain. It's a start, right? So this next one is stitched on a 32 count pink sand witch hilt fabric, a linen. And it is a Spring Quaker by Lila Studio. Is there another hair in there? Don't look. I can't, it's inside the plastic. I can't get it off. But I started in the middle, and that is the center part that I got started, beginning with the town, and the brown below it is the basket. And I plan to work on this since we are entering spring. I'm so excited to work on this one. This is all the called for colors. There's just a few DMCs and then classic color works. And it's very pretty. I'm enjoying this one. And I'm stitching this with another cross stitch buddy. We started this one together. Spring Quaker. My Spring Quaker, I keep it in this bag that I made with the chickens on it. If I get caught up on some of my sewing, I plan to make some more project bags. And but for now, it's in my chicken bag, since I'm not really stitching on any chickens at the moment, I don't think. So my second to the last project that I have to share with you, as I said, they're not in any order anyway, it doesn't really matter, but it's my first Riolas kit that I've stitched on. My daughter gifted this kit to me. She ordered it off of Amazon, and it is precious. Little girl with her little dog in the rain. I saw someone shared this on as a finish on their Flosstube, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was adorable. So cute. And yeah, I'm learning. Reading the pattern on this at first was a little bit of a learning curve. You get a little bit of wool and cotton combination of flosses to use. I'm sorry, that's my progress, the little girl's face so far. And sometimes you have to combine certain colors. Some things are blended. Some of the cheeks, the pink is some of the wool, so it gives it a little bit of a different texture. So I'm enjoying this. It's different, but I'm enjoying it. Okay, the last thing that I have to share with what I've been working on with my WIPs is very different for me and something that I thought I would never ever try, because I pretty much just stitch on linen, and I don't like stitching on Ida, which is kind of some people get offended with that, because some people love Ida and that's all that they want to stitch on. I try to be open-minded on it. I think what it is I don't like that stiffness, and that's what makes it even more surprising that I decided to try this, that I'm getting ready to show you. What drew me to doing this is because I absolutely loved the picture of this pattern, and I think the Flosstube person that's showing this the most is Love Crafts Forever, maybe. Natalia's her name, I think. I'll link her down below, because I'm so bad about names and remembering certain details. But she does a progress report. She does a stitch along with this pattern every Wednesday. And I just so happened to see her video on a Wednesday where she unfolded the image and actually showed what it looked like of what she had already finished. And if she hadn't have done that, if it wasn't for that, I never would have ever tried stitching on this, because it's a stamped cross stitch. And I know a lot of people they're like, no way, there's no way I've tried that. But I wanted to try it. I wanted to give it a try. A lot of people really like it. I kind of looked into some others. I had another stamped cross stitch in the past that I think I wanted to try as well. But this is my current project that I decided to, I just went for it. I ordered it. She had a link on her video. I ordered it from her link so she could get credit for it. And I ordered it. And I'll show you the image. I'm not going to show you my progress yet, because since it's a stamped cross stitch, all you see are these big, bold, crazy colors, and it's kind of, to me it throws me off, and it turns me away from wanting to do it, because to me it's like the gaudiest thing ever. So I had to really look at it with an open mind and give it a try. But it's called European Town. You may have heard of it. And this picture doesn't do it justice. She has probably, well, the video that I watched, she had from this end all the way up to here. And I was able to see the segment that included the bridge with the horse on it. And it's not a very good picture here, but when I saw that was it. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna order it, and I want to stitch this myself, because it's just so beautiful. There's just so much detail to it, and it's gonna take me years to get done. Let's just face it. It's huge. I spread it across my living room floor, and I believe, well, the measurement is 174 centimeters by 36 centimeters. So it's not too tall, but oh my goodness, it's the width of it. So it's going to take a long time. Kind of how I'm breaking it down in my mind is each house section. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses, I believe. Each house section is a project. A full project. Full coverage project. Although, I will say, the skyline, none of that is stitched. And because I have issues with looking at Ida cloth, I may end up picking out a sky color and just filling all that in. Because I don't know if I could live with it. I don't know if I could live with looking at that. But all of that stamped, all of the gridded lines, all of the stamped image, when you're finished stitching it, you soak it in water and every bit of that disappears. So they say. No, they do. Several people stitch on these and they love them. I will say I've started on mine. I started on this end and I'm working on the very edge. And I'm just going to move in that way. When I get a good chunk of something that you can actually start telling, when you can actually start seeing the image appear and you can tell what it actually is, then I will show my progress on it. Because right now you would look at it and go, oh my, no way. It's just crazy. But I just think, me personally, I just thought it was just so pretty. So that's one of my new never say you won't try something. My tastes change all the time. Some of the things that I used to say, oh no, I'll never try that. I've tried it. And I'm trying to not be so set in stone on things of what I will and what I won't work on. I'm trying to have more of an open mind on it, because you can miss out on a lot of fun, a lot of neat experiences with things if you're too rigid on it. So anyway, that is all of my since the last time that I shared with you, that is all of my cross stitch WIPs. So I will either add it to this video or I will do a separate video and I will share with you my progress of what I have worked on with my crochet.